Hey there, Dwight. Let's invite, who is my friend? Um, figure. Figure. Bureau. Let's invite him. Hey. Hello. Bum, bum. Okay, let's do that again. Where is he? Where are you, figure? Figure bureau invite. Oh, invite. Let's wait for him to check in. Figure bureau, are you in? Hi, Luis Beluco. How are you? I'm gonna send another invite. Okay. Yeah, I'm just waiting for you to check in, bro. Are you online? Okay, I'll accept it now. Accept. 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 Hold on. Invite. It says unable to join. Accept. Yeah, I've been accepting you several times. I don't know what's happening. Okay, there you go.
Hi there.
Hey, man.
I
Hey, how are
believe
you?
I'm doing great. I believe there was a connection issue.
Yes,
So,
yeah, I'm afraid, yes, yes. It's probably about my VPN. So, hey, anyway,
oh, okay.
it's good to see, finally, meet
Same,
you.
same here. Likewise, likewise. How
Okay.
you doing, Sid? How's everything?
I'm good. I'm good, brother. It's what time is it back there again? It's 8 p.m., correct?
Uh, yeah,
8:05.
8 p.m. 8:05
So,
exactly.
yeah, where are you at in Malaysia? It's in Kuala Lumpur, is it?
Yeah, I'm in Kuala Lumpur.
Okay.
Currently. Yeah, I've been staying in Kuala Lumpur for a while now. So,
Okay.
uh,
Is
I
it
had.
where you
I'm
is it
sorry?
where you were born, or you were born in
No, no,
Kuala
no.
Lumpur?
I'm actually from India,
Okay.
and yeah, I've come here to Kuala Lumpur in terms of work. So I've
Okay.
settled here for a while. I don't
All
know,
right.
maybe if I'll be here next year or maybe go somewhere else. I've been here for about 5 years now.
Okay. Oh,
So
5 years.
yeah, so let's see what the next destination is.
That's true.
I'll have to
That's
say
true. Yeah.
that.
Keep on moving. I would say
Yeah,
you keep moving until you.
whatever's true, true,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. It's the
How
same
about
with me.
yourself?
Say again, sorry.
I said, how about yourself? I heard you're also settled in
Yeah.
Dubai.
Yes, I'm living in Dubai, but I am from Philippines. So
Oh,
I'm
okay.
yeah. I'll be 12 years now in Dubai, and I'm enjoying it so far.
Yeah,
And we'll
that's
see how it goes. Yeah.
true.
Okay. Yeah, you know the drill. I have a set of questions that I'd like to,
Sure, sure,
ask
sure.
you. Those are the things that I want to know from from other toy collectors.
Yeah.
Okay, so just a fun fact for all of you guys that tuned in. I met Figure Bureau. Yeah, we've been friends for the last 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just, yeah, met recently. It's a new
yeah,
friendship that's starting.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's just very recent, but I still appreciate it. Okay, let's start off with a question. When did you start collecting? I want to know that, and who or what inspired you to to join the toy community?
Actually, I started collecting, I would say, since I was a little kid, maybe around 5, 6 years old. And
Oh,
I had started off with collecting Hot Wheels. And I have a
yeah,
huge collection of it back home. And I have a huge collection of it. But I was very fond of action figures, you know. And sadly, there was a time where I couldn't have action figures when I was younger. When I used to see a lot of new stuff coming out, advertisements, stuff like GI Joe coming on TV. The advertisements sometimes we used to see, but I could never really start off a proper collection. I had relatives who used to get some stuff from the US, so
okay,
I used to have like maybe back in the day, the proper first proper figure of mine would be the Spider-Man 2 films, the Hasbro toys,
yeah,
and
yeah. Was it
so that
Tobey
was my
Maguire?
first.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
it
a
was a
Tobey
Tobey
Maguire.
Maguire one. Yeah, it was a Tobey Maguire one, and right now it's in a all the fodder. It's a bit broken, but I still have it.
Oh
And
wow.
what really made me join the community, I'd say, is actually I've been part of the whole toy community quite recently.
Okay.
This page also I started, I believe, just about a year ago.
Yeah.
But quite before that, I used to look at figures and stuff from, my own personal account and used to take a liking to, hey, let me get into the toy photography thing as well, the hobby, because as I'm a foreigner in this country, I don't know many people around here who are into figures. But I
Yeah.
remember there was this one person who said to me that you need to go to this particular mall because you're from Southeast Asia as well. You might know how, figures are very hard to come by in our country
ALCT is
sometimes.
it?
Yeah. So it was this particular person's reference. When I went to this mall, I met a lot of people and they said, join Facebook. In Facebook, we are very active. So I believe since the past 3 years, I've been in their Facebook groups and the toy community. Um, you know, so that's how what brought me into collecting. And collecting, I was already there. I had started it, but
Yeah.
didn't have a proper community which I was in. So that started, let's say, about 3 years ago.
3 years ago. Okay, okay. And then your Instagram account is just recent as well, I think.
Yeah, even this account that I'm on, the Figure Bureau, it's from about a year that I have. And
Okay.
it's started off with toy photography because I'm a photographer. I work in the field of journalism and media.
Wow.
So I was a photographer, and I said, hey, let me give a try at toy photography. And I'm great
Is
with
that what you do in? Sorry, is
uh,
that what you do at the moment? You're a photojournalist. Is it called
Yeah,
photojournal?
I'm currently a freelance journalist,
Okay.
and I am into photography was as a hobby, but I made it into, it became useful in my work. But also that I said, like, I've seen so many toy photography pages, let me give a try at that. So I may take great pictures of people, of places, but with toys, I'm still learning.
Right, right, right,
The
right.
lighting, the setup, the diorama, it's all coming together slowly.
Yeah, that's true. I think it wouldn't be a very massive adjustment for you because I'm pretty sure you have the skill set of being a photographer. So I think you'll be
Yeah, my problem is I may have the skill set, but I have no time. So
yeah. Yeah.
really
It's
need to
it's
make more
common for
time.
everybody. Yeah, that's true. It's common for everybody. So we just need to, balance our time. But yeah, okay. Uh, uh, okay. What's your you mentioned your very first action figure was the Tobey Maguire Marvel Legends,
Uh,
right?
yeah, I wouldn't consider it my first
Oh, no, Hot Wheels.
action figure.
Hot, oh
I'm
no, it's
sorry?
not. You mentioned Hot Wheels, right?
Yeah, but I don't have them currently here at my
Okay.
place.
Yeah.
I
So
feel
my
the
question is, sorry,
Mhm.
I'm sorry. Yeah, my question is, what's your latest figure that you have bought at the moment that you
Oh, the
have?
latest figure which came in, I have it right here. It was the G.I. Joe Storm Shadows that I
Wow.
recently got. And the thing is that I do not know much about G.I. Joes. I have no idea about proper stories. I've always known Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow
Yeah.
story. And I'm not a big G.I. Joe guy. I'm more into Marvel and DC
Yeah.
and anime figures, but I just find him very cool. So I've
Yeah.
just got him. Like
Okay.
fits really well with the stuff that I like, a ninja and stuff.
Yeah. I know someone in Malaysia, and he helped me acquire most of my, the House of X and Powers of X, the first wave of those.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
So he was able to help me acquire them from Malaysia, and then I had it shipped from there. Yeah, I
Okay.
wish I'm going to share his profile to you. Maybe you can, touch base
Sure,
and
sure, definitely,
just to
definitely.
expand your community back there in Malaysia.
Yeah, yeah, true,
Okay.
true.
Yes. So, do you have any or what character line would you wish the toy companies will make? Is there anything in mind?
I have a lot of them in mind. I feel in terms of the best character lines right now, figure lines right now, I would say in terms of Marvel, Marvel
Yeah.
Legends are very good. Marvel Legends are really amazing because, sure, someone might say, I've always come in debates with Mafex is better
Yeah.
or like Mezco is so much better. But if you really need variety, if you need a team building, like just how you mentioned how you got your figures from Malaysia,
Yeah.
Marvel Legends are really great to build that. However, I believe that even with Marvel Legends, there are many characters they need to redo, or many characters they need to focus much upon. One thing I don't like about Marvel Legends is that sometimes their wave is very random. They put in random characters together.
Yeah.
My personally, just like yourself, I see you're a big fan of X-Men, and I wanted to start my X-Men collection too, Marvel Supremacy. So I
Yeah.
really wanted to build my proper X-Men team. And even though the storylines may not match, I like all of them. Like Magneto from Age of Apocalypse is okay,
Yeah.
or like his usual Jim Lee style is fine with me. I need both of them. So I feel like Marvel would really have to, for me in Marvel, they would like to make some stuff with X-Men, a particular storyline, and make all their design,
Mhm.
or go with the upcoming. I think they released in recently a Ghost Rider. I feel we have very little Ghost Riders in modern Marvel Legends, and they really need to improve on that. The other line, I believe, I have started to collect McFarlane toys, and
Yeah.
McFarlane toys is also, there's a lot of complaints about them. You know, they have a lot of issues, but I feel like it started out slowly. Maybe the next 5 years we'll have to see which all characters they cover up. So hoping that those lines are, made
Yeah.
more diverse. For example, we have like 10 Batmans, but we don't have many
Or
more.
more. Yeah. 10 or
Yeah, so
more.
we need different characters. I hope DC expands. I feel like my most recent favorite X-Men figure that I am so glad I could add it is none other than the Cable, which I believe I also told you to, you
Yes.
know,
Yes. That's.
like
I
he's
have it
my
here.
recent X-Men collecting. I've added him to, and he's an
Yeah.
absolutely amazing figure. I really
Yeah.
love Revoltech's whole line of dynamic poses, and this guy doesn't look too bad. His proportions fit well with his comic look of being really bulky and having all muscles. So I hope Revoltech pursues more X-Men.
Right. Right. Yeah. I remember you basically told me to get the Cable because I asked you if it's how do you like him. And
Yeah.
so far,
How do you like him?
I'm liking the Cable, and it was a good purchase for myself. I've been yeah, I've been waiting for. Um, I was at the fence buying the Cable Revoltech because
Okay.
you know how it's built, taking into consideration the Gambit Revoltech. It's not
Yeah.
appealing to the majority of the collectors. So I was at the fence, but then you said, yeah, go ahead and buy Cable. It's nice. So I took your word for it, and yeah, I never looked back. It's an amazing figure, and thank you for that. And then you also, oh, we have one question here from Maximum Legends. If you were to choose
Okay.
your top five wanted list of new Marvel figures, who would you choose?
For me, I feel like I want for them to do a really good Ghost Rider. I've been a Ghost Rider fan.
Did you
I've
see one?
been
They're making one. Did you see
Yeah,
that?
yeah, I just saw recently. However, I feel it's just a bit of a reuse of the old body and not
Uh,
many changes to it. So I hope Marvel Legends. My issue with Marvel Legends and Hasbro itself, like when I see their G.I. Joe line, I don't know if you have any of them,
yeah,
but
yeah,
if you see how they are for the same price, but they are so much better.
that's
They
true.
have more better articulation, more accessories, the details, the sculpt, paint job. So I really think like we Marvel Legends collectors are, given the short end of the stick, we could get way better stuff. So I hope first is they give us a better Ghost Rider. I would love to see Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider. Another
Okay.
one would be, I'd say, a good Gambit. I feel like we've only got two so far.
Yeah,
One was the older one and the other was the retro. But
yeah.
I feel like both have their good points, but not really something great. I would love to see more stuff from Mayfex in terms of
Okay.
Marvel stuff. I would love to see them go for, a Ghost Rider. And
Wow.
yeah, Mayfex is really known for a lot of its good stuff. I'm looking forward to a lot of Mezco stuff, and even though I can't put my mind on it because my biggest issue is I like everything. So I
Yeah.
want a Marvel, I want DC, I want like a particular storyline. I've gotten into recently. I've started building Gundam, and
Okay.
Gundam is something like okay, it's something new. I like robots. Let me give it a try. I don't have many. So for the top of my head, I think I can just think of a good Ghost Rider, a Gambit, um, you know, maybe a good Magneto. I know there's more designs coming out, but for me personally, I really love the PlayArt Sky version. I know a lot of people don't
Okay.
like the PlayArt Sky, but I find
Yeah.
his variant design to be really unique and cool.
Okay.
So just
Yeah.
you on the top of my head, I can think of.
Yeah. Well, for me, I would like to get Banshee.
Oh yeah.
Um, Perhaps another Iceman, but more of the Bobby Drake Iceman.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Yeah.
maybe half ice. I mean, half ice form or something. And
Mm-hmm.
I also want the diamond form of what's her name again? Emma Frost. I
Emma
want her
Frost. Yeah.
in her, yeah, in her diamond form. I'd like to have that. And what else? What else? What else? Banshee. And I also want, maybe if they can make another. Hold on, let me just check. Um, Another. Because I missed on Colossus, and I
Oh,
understand
okay.
they made a Juggernaut.
Mm-hmm.
Um, well, probably. Oh, maybe a Professor X in his um what's this? You know, when he um it's like a battle suit, a
Yeah, yeah,
Professor
yeah, yeah.
X.
I
If
remember
you
that. Yeah, yeah.
remember that, yeah,
Yes, yes.
yeah,
That would be really cool if we had one of those.
yeah. So X-Men Legends 2020. Thank you for your question. Okay. So did you have any problems that you encountered in terms of the toy collecting hobby? Um,
I would say that um, I still do in Malaysia, as where I am situated right now. I'm not sure if people know, but as a collector, I'm Indian. If you're in India, you would know the struggles because action figure collecting, toy collecting is a very, very rare hobby,
in India.
and in India,
Okay.
and the community is there, but it's very few people, and the supply is extremely low.
Okay.
So I feel that coming from there, if you were a collector, not just that you will have a hard time getting the figures you want, but you would be paying sometimes double or triple the
So much.
price for
Yeah.
just one Marvel Legends. For even if it's being sold at, let's say, even in the aftermarket, if it's being sold for, let's say, about $10 more, $30 US dollars, I would get it for at least a minimum of 50 to 60 US dollars.
Wow.
So it's very
That's not
hard.
good. Very pricey.
And for
That's the
me,
price for like three figures already.
yeah, and for me, it's like in Malaysia right now, it's much better. The supply is more, there's a big toy community here. And I've met some people from the Philippines as well who, I've dealt with. But the
Yeah.
problem here is that sometimes it takes too long for the figures to arrive. So if you have
Really?
not pre-ordered it from a local seller, you may
Mm-hmm.
not get the figure at all, or you may be paying double or
Oh.
triple the price. So it
So
happened
you,
with
so
me
you,
recently when I bought the McFarlane Godspeed. It
okay.
was not available in Malaysia at all. So I had
Mm-hmm.
to order from someone in Indonesia, another
Okay.
country, and then have them shipped here. And of course, for a
Yeah.
higher price. So over here, I feel there is supply, but it's very limited.
Okay.
And sometimes prices are still very high. Like I see people having Walmart deals or Target clearance sale of $6 or $5 for a figure, and here I am still paying $20 to $30 to get just one.
Okay. There's another question here. What is the most you have paid for a figure? Yeah, what's the most expensive?
Oh, I feel the most I have paid for a figure is luckily not too much, but I think it was a figure that I had sold long time ago, but I really wanted it back, and it was it's one of my favorite. It is my favorite figure, and it's the Mezco blade, and it's a
Oh, okay.
very rare figure to come by. So I paid, I feel in US dollars, I think almost 200, yeah, 200 something US dollars for that figure. Usually I
Yeah,
don't spend that much on one, but that was an
yeah.
exception.
Okay. Okay, for
Yeah.
me, I think it would be the Dr. Fate Mezco.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I didn't really pre-order it, and then I just saw it in my local bookstore, so I just
hmm
had to buy it. There's no question. I just had to get
I'm
it.
on the
So
hunt for that same figure as well.
yeah, but so far I only did that one time with the Doctor Fate, and I believe also for Thanos, the SH figure arts when it first got released, I just jumped on it without considering the cost. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't regret anything. Okay. Okay. Talking about toy photography. So, do you make your own dioramas, or have you tried making your dioramas?
I have tried making my own diorama sometimes, but
Mm-hmm.
the issue is that either the if I want to get dioramas from here,
Mm-hmm.
as I said, everything needs to be commissioned because there's not a diorama market in Malaysia, and it's very
Okay.
hard to come by. And even if it does, it's the prices are extremely high. And
Mm-hmm.
there have dioramas that have come by that I wanted to buy, but due to the lack of them, there are so many people wanting to buy it. So before I can order, it's already out of stock.
Okay.
And I've tried to build dioramas by myself, but the issue is that my only thing comes that I don't know if I'm going to stay here for long in this
Okay.
country. So if I have to shift, I have to carry a lot of stuff with me, and I can't
That's true.
let go
Yeah.
of everything. I have to carry a bit of it with me. So dioramas is something I don't plan to carry with me everywhere. And I don't
Okay.
need a hassle at the last moment to sell it off and then it doesn't get sold off and I end up wasting some money. But
Yeah.
I when I do settle down, I probably think I will make my own dioramas.
Okay, okay. So
Yeah.
before you buy on a figure, do you watch toy reviewers first before you do? And if so, who is your go-to toy reviewer?
I feel like I am very biased between all toy reviewers, and I feel some toy reviewers are also very biased. And for example, if I see a figure and I really like it, my mind has been stuck on it. I am going to get it. But the only reason I would watch a review is to see if does it has any issues, common issues which everyone has, and
Yeah,
to see the figure properly. But before that, I usually do. So the common toy reviewers I usually go to is D Amazing is one
yeah,
of my
yeah.
favorite. However, I feel
Also,
like one thing, in my personal opinion, is that he could make his videos more shorter because
yeah,
most of
it's
them are like
a
20
very
minutes,
yeah.
yeah,
He did
long and this and that. So
extensive
mhm,
review
so
of the toys.
it's
Yeah, he
true.
does.
And
Yeah,
I feel like there's no problem. He's a guy with very good vibes, and he
yeah,
always
he
says
is.
good things. But I feel like his setup could be much more organized in terms of, for example, toy reviewers. They show the box, they show all the accessories together, and then they go on to review it. I feel he could just use 1 minute to show that rather than us waiting for the point where he shows each accessory by hand.
Yeah.
And otherwise,
Well,
if
I
there,
hope he's watching.
yeah,
I hope he's watching so he can consider your input.
true.
Yeah, but
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, he's
I,
right. He
I,
just
apart from that, he's very well in his reviews. There's one particular reviewer I feel he's already very controversial, is Anthony Customs,
Yeah,
and he's
I like
very,
him. Yeah.
very critical of every figure. And
Well, he knows what's his, he knows his stuff. So he
yeah,
knows so much
but
about
I
it.
feel the one part where a lot of people might agree as well is that sure he knows his stuff, but
Yeah,
there
he
are
knows what
parts
he's.
where he's also very biased. You know, if he
Okay.
doesn't like a figure, he will try his best to convince you it's bad. And
Oh,
and a lot of I've seen sometimes the comments where a lot of people has said that no, it's a good figure for me, and he still replies and starts arguing with them like, no, these are the problems.
oh, really?
So so I have said
Yeah, I
like,
remember.
uh,
I remember one figure he didn't really like the Cyclops Mayfex, so he
oh yeah,
trashed
yeah,
the
yeah, I remember.
Spider-Man figure. Yeah, but when I bought it, it's like I'm actually enjoying it. I enjoy the
True.
Cyclops from Mayfex.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think yeah,
it's
I think you have a
him.
point.
Yeah, and one thing in particular because I've started to get into 3D sculpting, so I
Oh,
can work
okay.
on customs
You have a
and
printer?
I am planning to buy one, but I'm starting 3D modeling already. I have started it. So,
Wow.
Anthony has his own line of figures, which he's making, and he had streams where he's, making the figure himself. He's in the software, and when he finally 3D printed it, I got to see how much he was complaining of,
Oh,
how he could not put this thing. He had to limit the articulation, and the cost
oh,
is going to be starting from $30 and above. So, in my own head, I was like, he's kind of getting a taste of his own medicine because
okay.
he's so critical
Right,
about Hasbro and McFarlane. But
right.
just look at how they are keeping a markup cost of
Yeah,
$20 and they're still delivering such good figures. And when you try
yeah,
to do it on your own, you realize that it's not so easy and you
right,
have to increase your prices.
right.
So it's either him, it's the amazing, and sometimes I see I'm trying to look for newer channels just to support them, even if they have very
Mm,
low count.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
I'm also a guy. I'm not looking to grow my followers, but I would like it if someone likes my pictures. I get a big following, so I just go
yeah.
look at random people.
That's
Along with
true.
that, yeah, that's the people I go for.
Yeah, that's right. Even myself, I try to look for, let's say the guys who does toy reviews and who doesn't have that much follower. I try to, pay attention to what they are to their videos and try to watch it and try to
True,
follow
true.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is yeah, that's good because these guys doesn't really. I mean, they need every single follow, to be honest.
True,
But
true. I mean, you've
it's
given me
nice to
today,
support the other one.
yeah, you've given me today a platform, so I thank you for that. I'm
Yeah,
also not
you're
someone with a
welcome.
big following.
Welcome. Mark Anthony said, Emma, yep, definitely. I wanted, an Emma figure in a diamond form. Yeah. Okay. So, what is your future plans in terms of toy collecting? Are you gonna expand since you are
I
starting up?
I
It
believe
can expand.
I believe that I need to become more organized with my collecting.
Yeah, I like to
I want to
streamline it.
buy, yeah, I want to buy everything. Everything looks good to me. And when everything looks good to you, then stuff like money becomes a problem, you know,
That's space.
because
That's space.
yeah, you find everything to be nice. I have a local supplier here, and he's made this WhatsApp group, where he every day shares new figures, and other people are also there. And every day I discover some new figure from maybe a third party company, or maybe it's a different company completely. And I don't know the character, it's just a concept, and I still like it. I want to buy it. So
Yeah.
I feel in my future, I want to become more organized with my spending so I can, even though I like it, I can manage my finances properly so I can
Yeah.
buy it when I have the chance. And
Yeah.
secondly, to make some more time to do toy photography because I really feel that I may have the potential to do better. So I should definitely make some time to, spend time, learn some skills, expand
Yes.
upon my page.
Yeah. Definitely. Yep. Yes. Okay. What else? Do you have any other social medias aside from Instagram?
For this page, for toy collection specifically, I have just this. I have my own personal account on Instagram where I just, my personal life or like I'm going somewhere. I was actually posting stuff over there today about an event, an anime convention I had gone to. So I met a lot of amazing people there, and I have an account on Twitter and on Facebook. Facebook is mainly for my figure stuff, so I'm
Yeah.
active there with my
Okay.
with my name and everything. So for collection and toys, this, but I have started because I said I'm into journalism and photography and stuff. I
Yeah.
have started my YouTube channel.
You do.
So
Okay.
hopefully,
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
I've just started it.
If you can send me your YouTube account, let's
Yeah,
follow each
yeah.
other. We need every
Sure,
follow that we can get.
true, true, true. I've just started it actually. So hopefully, get further with it and
Yeah.
start
So, what's
uploading
going to
videos
be
there.
your content? Is it going to be more on toys, toy
Uh,
unboxing stuff?
the content is everything. I don't have a focus. I have already, the thing is, I've shot and kept videos also of my figures, reviews, but everything is in a hard disk. I have yet to upload it.
Or you're just gonna upload? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so the content is going to be my figures, vlogs,
Yeah.
discussions, everything you can think of.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I believe I have thrown at you most of the questions that I really wanted to know. Okay. Is there any as as someone who considers himself a newbie in the toy collecting world, do you have any advice to people who are thinking of doing the same thing? Any advice you can
Uh,
give to?
yeah. For me, I personally feel because I do not have any advice, it took me a while to find what I actually like. And
Okay.
I would say that even for a long time, I didn't even know a lot of companies. I did not know big companies like Mezco or Mayfex or Figma. So I would say a couple of points. One is uh, it's a it's a slippery slope. Once you start collecting, you don't stop. So sure, I say go ahead, enjoy as much as you can. And this is advice even for myself that
Yeah.
know how much you can collect. There's a lot of
Yeah.
things to consider. There's big factor is money.
Yeah.
There's a big factor is space. Like I did not realize that my entire collection is going to take up so much space one day. And I can
Yeah.
see
Correct.
like the Superman sliding in,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
so it's definitely a big factor. Like know how much you can get, what all you can afford. Second thing is do a bit of research that you get to know what figures you like and which versions of them exist. Because
Yeah.
Mezco has one, Hot Toys has one, Mayfex has one. Every
Yeah.
single now. The recently, like for example, Superman, the new Superman from Revolt Tech came out,
Yeah.
and
Did you like
yeah,
it?
I
Did you
personally
buy
really
that?
love it. I'm hoping to get it because I'm
Yeah.
still on the edge. Should I not? But if I really want to, maybe that's the one I'll go for. Because for
Okay.
me, like you said, any tips for a newbie? For me, it took a while to realize that I'm a guy who really loves a lot of options in posing. So if I'm doing toy photography, I want my figure to hit dynamic poses and look like very comic accurate. So
Yeah,
I'll say get to know companies which you like, the stuff they offer, because Mayfex offers something different, very comic looking, realistic. You know, Revoltech offers dynamic poses. Ace is in the middle. Or you want to go for a
yeah,
budget, then go for McFarlane Toys or Marvel Legends. So find
yeah.
out everything about the companies, see the amount of money you have, and then go for what you find, is what your taste.
That's yeah, yeah. Good point. Good point. Very good point. What is your good name? I didn't get it.
You can call me Jag. That's like a
Jack.
short form for my name.
Yeah. Okay.
My
So
actual
Jack.
name is, yeah.
Okay. So Jack, my question is, no, it's not a question. I'm going to. I mean, you can take the platform, and then if you have anything you want to ask me,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
yeah, anything, you can ask me, and then I'll try to answer. If you have any
Oh, sure.
questions.
Yeah, I would love to ask a few questions. I would say, what got you into toy collecting?
What got me into toy collecting? Well, when I was in high school, I have a friend. One of my classmates is very fond of X-Men. So every time we go to his place, he would we would watch X-Men together, and we're talking like five of my classmates would hang out and just watch them. And
Uh,
well, when I was when I was young, X-Men was shown uh, on evening of Fridays of every Friday, and that actually coincides with a program that my father watches. So every time
oh,
every time I wanted to watch X-Men, I had to go to our neighbors so I can watch
oh,
from the window,
that's
from their window. And
okay.
then yeah, I got so invested with the X-Men characters, and
Mm-hmm.
it was only in the year, I think, 2001, that I was able to get introduced with Toy Biz. So I think I bought the whole batch of X-Men characters, and then
Oh,
from that time, I didn't really know where to get this, where to buy these toys. So I was at adulting stage at that time, so I stopped until I came across in 2015. I saw one figure which is Beast, but it was in a Funko Pop form. So I said,
okay.
yeah, I think this is fine for my X-Men figures. Funko Pop is okay. And then so I created my Instagram account in 2015, the same year, and I met one person. She is from the Philippines, and
Okay.
I remember she posted in her stories. It was a Comic Con. I think it was
Oh,
in an SDC Comic Con,
mm-hmm.
wherein they previewed the toy that's coming out. So
Yeah.
I asked her, who is doing this and where can I buy it? So she said it's being done by Hasbro, and it's going to be released on this month, blah blah blah. So I was so excited and I was so happy that finally I knew where to get my toys.
Yeah.
So it's a passion that got rekindled
Yeah.
back then, and then from
Yes.
there, it's history. I've been just trying to catch up on the toys. So I've been
Yeah.
buying waves of Marvel Legends, even though I don't necessarily need them. But
Yeah.
at the moment, I'm in the position that I was able to catch up most of the figures that I wanted. and I've
Mm-hmm.
streamlined my collection. I've cut down on
Oh,
Marvel Legends, yeah, and then I'm just
okay.
focusing on more of the quality and then the fun
Mm-hmm.
factor.
Yeah.
Because I realized when I was getting my figures, I was so happy, and then I would take a couple of photos, and then I put them on the shelf, and then
Yeah.
it sits there. It sits there forever. Like
True.
right now, I wanted to buy a certain figure, and
Mm-hmm.
then I'm so happy taking photos and playing with it, and then if I put it on the shelf and
Yeah.
and try to take it out again and to play with it, I wanted to feel like it's always the first time. So that's
Yeah.
one of the factors that uh, I think I think of before getting my toys. So it's more of quality now than the quantity itself.
True. True.
And
True. I feel like,
so
yeah, just like you. Totally just
yeah,
like you.
yeah, yeah, because you'll end up buying everything and wasting money for the
True.
figures
True.
that you don't really need, you don't really like.
Yeah.
So yeah, so yeah, that's a tip to future collectors that who wants to start toy
Totally.
collecting.
Totally. I feel like just like you, I had the same thing where I used to watch a lot of cartoons as I was a kid, but I couldn't because my family had the same thing. They used to watch TV during the same time.
Yeah,
And just like you, when you said you made your account in 2015, I feel 2014 for me was the first year I got back into properly collecting figures.
hmm,
I'm not sure if my figure is here. I think it's in my storage,
hmm.
and it's the Marvel Select Deadpool,
Okay,
and
I used to
that's the
have that.
figure. Yeah, that's the figure for me which started my entire collection.
Mm,
So I got back into collecting with that, and just like you said, I guess that's a great advice that instead of grabbing everything, focus on what you want and
yeah,
get it. For me, another question I'd like to ask you that as you're settled in Dubai, are you facing any difficulties in getting your figures
yeah.
or any difficulties as a collector over there?
Well, here in Dubai, you know, the ones that are sold here are the ones that are popular. Like
Uh,
if it's out of the movie, definitely you'll
yeah,
find it here. But the
yeah.
problem is it's very pricey. It's twice the price if you compare it if you
Hmm.
get it from the US. So that's
Okay.
another problem. And if you do have like, because I also buy some Japanese products like SH Figuras, Mayfax,
Yeah,
Figma. So those import toys, they are very pricey. Uh,
yeah.
I would say $100, a hundred a
Oh,
hundred dollars, $100 for a $70 to $80 figure. So
wow.
it's really, yeah, it's really expensive if you buy it from here. Um,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I wouldn't say a problem because I wouldn't say this as a problem, but I have a friend back in the US who helps me, collect and buy things. The
Okay.
only thing is that I want it now. The
Yeah,
anticipation, the
yeah.
excitement of having the toy
True.
now. I don't have
Yeah.
that luxury because I had to wait for for my friend to collect all the ones that I bought and then ship
Mm-hmm.
them all at the same time to to save on a shipping cost. So
Okay.
that's a problem. And also another problem would be, for example, there's a new toy, but they're
Mm-hmm.
not selling it here.
Ah,
So I had to
yeah.
buy overseas. That's another problem.
Oh, okay.
Uh, for the shipping, not really because um, I can get it quickly if I wanted to. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a
That's
personal question. Didn't
yeah.
you didn't you consider, coming over to the UAE and find a job here?
Actually, I have considered the Middle East as an opportunity for me. Hopefully, if I get an opportunity there, I would be more than glad because based on my expertise and the industries that I want to get into, there is a high demand for it in the Middle East. So there is a high
Nice.
demand, and it's becoming a bit competitive because everyone wants to go there. And it's
Yeah.
either that or maybe my other option would be somewhere to Canada. You know,
Okay.
there's a lot of great opportunities there. And also, if I want to, after I settle down and I want to focus on my hobbies as well, it's way more better there. I get easy access to Target or something like
Yeah,
that.
or yeah, that's for
So,
Walgreens or
yeah,
Walmart or
Walgreens,
any
Walmart,
DC
everything is
store,
close
right?
by. So if I do
Yeah.
ever settle down there, it's that place also has a great opportunity for me to, give me help to my hobbies. At the moment, yeah, there's time for expansion, moving here and there, and I feel that's part of life, wherever you go.
Okay. Yeah.
But I feel that despite how much we work, it's important to take a step back, enjoy things you really love. Like us, we're like people, some people have,
That's true.
a very common term which a lot of people may have even told you, I believe, is like, oh, you're a grown up. You're a bit old man now. Why are you buying these toys? And I feel
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
sure, it's changing, that mindset that, people like whatever they like. But I feel that things should be more accepting, that everyone has their
Yeah.
own likes, like
That's
my
true.
own family, they like
Yeah.
their things, I like mine.
Yeah. Since you touched on that subject, I'd like to ask you one last question. What is your takeaway from the whole experience?
From the
And
whole experience of
yeah,
of
and
what exactly?
also, I'm sorry. Say again. Sorry.
And you may continue. You may continue.
Oh, okay. What's your takeaway from the whole experience? And is there any impact? I mean, does toy have an impact on you on a personal note?
My whole experience, I'll try to make it short rather than, big explanation. So,
Yeah.
my whole impact from toy collecting, toy photography, everything. When I saw these toys on the shelf, like in 2015, I was in China and I went through
Ah,
this mall where they had the
the
Deadpool.
source, the
Yeah,
source
I
of it
have.
all.
Yeah, so I saw that Marvel Select Deadpool. And when I saw that, uh, I would never have bought a toy. But when I saw that, I don't know, something, it like, as you said, rekindled within me
Mm.
that, oh my God, he looks so nice and he seems affordable. Let me add him to let me buy him. And little did I know that that one figure will turn into, me collecting so much over the years. So
Yeah.
I feel like one biggest thing is as we collect figures, other people collect comics. There are other people who collect a lot more other stuff. I feel that no matter what you like, as long as it's not harming you or anybody else, I would say indulge in it as much as you want because life is too short to limit yourself from your own wants and people's opinions. Because I've heard a lot where people have said, oh, you're like, are you a little kid? Or you collect, toys. So you should be grown up, act your age. And I feel that that's a very negative thing. You like to go to movies. And
Yeah.
should I say, oh, don't go to movies? So everyone
That's
enjoys their own thing. That's my
yeah.
experience. And when I came to realize that the toy community is so huge all around the world, it's filled with so many amazing, like-minded people. Like I said, over here in Malaysia, I'm part of a group where I have people the age of, 60s and 70s who are still
I
collecting
agree.
figures.
Yeah.
And unlike a lot of other people who I see who just sit at home all day, they're getting old, doing nothing. And here they are others who are just being happy, doing what they love. So it's a very
Exactly.
positive community, very happy community with a lot of amazing people. And I have come across a few nutcases, I would say, who are very critical, who simply like to say bad things, who are, even with the toy
Yeah.
photography, they are like, oh, I do only this type of style. Other people are so bad. So there's always going to be some bad apples, but it's best to ignore them. Focus on
Yeah.
what you love and what you like. And the other part of I'm sorry, what was the other part of the question you had asked? It just slipped out of my
Um,
head.
your takeaway. Yeah. So you addressed the impact on you
Yeah.
personally. Yeah. And so another one is you. What is your takeaway from the whole experience? Of
Yeah,
toy collecting.
my takeaway is that it's a great thing. Everyone has their own hobbies. Everyone must follow their hobbies. Just a quick thing I'll mention. I saw someone once on Reddit, and she was a nurse who told that old people should play video games. And her explanation was that
Mhm.
you're old, you're getting old, you're not doing anything. You just sit all day, you have a cognitive decline. So maybe
Yeah.
play video games, maybe start painting, maybe start collecting some stuff to keep your mind busy. And it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
just busy, but also something that you really like. I have seen my own father, who is way older in his age, but till today, when he sees something like a toy, and I'm not sure if toys like Tintin. Have you heard of
Yeah.
Tintin?
He's a character, right? It's a
Yeah, he's a
character.
character, Tintin with his little dog,
Yeah.
and there's other ones called Asterix and Obelix.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you heard of them. So those are very
Um,
old things. So when he sees that stuff, he gets so excited. I'm like, oh, I used to read this in my childhood, these comics. So I buy him a toy if I can, and it makes him happy. So the takeaway is be positive, follow what you love, and always keep being positive. There's already a lot of negativity in this world. We
yeah.
don't need more of that.
That's true. That's true. Yes. 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 Very well said.
I have a one last question for you. What's
Okay.
your favorite figure of all time? If before we end this, I would love to see something that you really cherish and love.
It just so happened that I have it with me right now. Um,
Okay.
for DC it would be Superman, and then for
Okay.
Marvel it would be Gambit. So
Ah, the
these are my
Gambit.
yeah these are my two favorite characters.
That's
Uh,
really.
yeah.
That Gambit was something I was really willing to buy at one
Mhm.
point. Sadly, I couldn't get my hands on it. He's an amazing figure. For me personally, I feel like uh, between Marvel and DC, like I said, the figure I spend the most on, it would be the Mezco blade. Uh,
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah, as
When
always.
you mentioned a while back about the Mesco blade,
Yeah.
I was thinking about Punisher. I missed I
Oh.
missed the Punisher Mesco, and it came with a tin, and it has so many
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So many.
and
True,
yeah,
true.
it's I wish I jumped on that figure back then. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Same here. Same
Um,
here.
yeah. You mentioned you are also a fan of Gambit, correct?
Yes, I'm a huge fan. I feel like he's a very underrated character
Oh,
who doesn't get much
I have
light.
one trivia for you.
Oh, okay.
Did you know that Gambit is the only Marvel character that doesn't have any DC counterpart? Think about that.
Uh, is there a character in
No, no.
DC?
Yeah,
No, right?
yeah. That's what I'm saying. He's the only Marvel character that doesn't have any DC counterpart.
True. Like I feel like um Yeah, now that I think about it, there's no character who, uses kinetic energy and
Yeah.
makes these blasts and everything.
Or maybe I don't know, maybe the way he looks or whatnot. So yeah, but if you can think of someone, well, let me know.
Oh, definitely. But that's the reason I love Gambit so much. I feel like he is so unique, and Marvel really does not use him so much.
Yeah,
You
he
know, they
is.
could have, he needs to have more, I hope he come up with more Gambit stuff, let's say in the MCU, or maybe, maybe a comic adaptation, just series of issues of Gambit stories would be
Yeah.
so much better.
Okay, just that you mentioned, how would you like Gambit to be introduced in the MCU? Do you have any
Uh,
crazy idea?
I feel
How would
that
you like him introduced?
I feel that a lot of it needs to first they need to perhaps set up X-Men in the MCU, because it would give a good premise that Gambit, Remy as a mutant, a rogue mutant
Okay.
who then finds his way. And my issue, I'm having a lot of conflict with the MCU currently. So I
Yeah.
don't know if they can ever do full justice to a character like Gambit, and like
Like
us
Gambit.
OG fans will always be mad that, why didn't they adapt this story? Or why didn't they choose this actor? He was so better. So I feel like they need to first set up the premise of mutants in the MCU, the X-Men, and then maybe expand into another story with just rogue mutants, where
Yeah.
we have Gambit and other people, and then focus a sole movie on just Gambit, one of his
Yeah.
storylines. That would
Yeah.
be really amazing to see.
Yes. Well, for me, it's just a crazy idea. I hope he can, he can be introduced maybe in a Deadpool movie or maybe in a Blade movie or
Oh,
maybe,
true, true, true.
yeah, yeah, because I saw some of the in the comic book version, he has been dealing with Deadpool and even Blade and even Punisher. So yeah, maybe they can invest on that.
I would
Anyway,
love a
bro,
Midnight Suns movie or something.
yeah. Yeah,
That would be great.
I hope they come up with a movie that we really deserve, or the fans really deserve. So
True, true.
yeah, I'm paging Mr. Kevin Feige. If you're watching this live, Blake Creeks, good morning. Yeah, how are you all doing? We're fine, Blake. Thank you for tuning in, but we're at the end of our IG live. I know you are back in the US, so it's probably um, an issue of different times. But yeah, thank you for saying hi, Blake. And yeah, okay, take care. Yeah, he's going to church. Okay,
Great.
um, Jag. So anything else that you want to say?
That's all from me. I'd say it was a really big pleasure to, have this live, have a talk from someone really somewhere else in the part of the world, share our experiences. Because I've never had a heart-to-heart conversation with just a collector before. I know a lot of people, but we never sat down to, when you start
Yeah,
collecting and got to know each other more. So it was a complete
yeah,
pleasure knowing you, Sid, and it was thank you
yeah.
for having me over on your live today. It
No,
was a great
thank you,
experience.
thank you. Yeah. Yeah, pleasure is all mine. I appreciate you, talking to me and giving me, a part of your time to discuss on the things that we like. So, yeah, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
You too, Sid.
And to those who have tuned in, thank you so much for joining us. Um, yeah, we appreciate your time as well.
Totally.
Another message from Blake. We do need and want to see more Blake. Yeah, that is very true. That is very true.
True.
Paging Hasbro. Paging Hasbro. Get
Hasbro needs to
get
take
into it.
ideas.
Yeah. Okay, man. Thank you so much once again for your time. I really appreciate it. I'm going to post this IG live in the
Ah,
next
sure.
4 days, maybe. So you can go back and
True.
yeah,
Definitely, I'll be sharing it too. So, a lot more people see. I feel like a lot more people need to, in the toy community, engage like this. So,
yeah,
not just to know people better, but to know that what really means to be a part of this
yeah.
hobby.
We'd definitely be doing something like a panel in the future. So let's see how it goes. And yeah,
Definitely.
okay. Thank you so much.
Take care, sir. Have a nice
Do you
night.
say namaste?
No, I don't say namaste. I'm like,
Okay.
everything's okay with me. Just hi, bye.
Okay. Bye.
Take care, Sid.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
buddy. You take care. You take care. Good night.
Good night.
Bye bye.